Welcome everyone to another episode of our Global Employability Expert Series. So today we have a very useful topic, which is how to be an expert online networker. And for this, we have Mojisola Olurotimi. Mojisola, let me tell you a little bit about Mojisola. She is a global career coach, corporate trainer, and employability expert, passionate about helping professionals build thriving and fulfilling careers. She authored The Gift of People, a networking guide for career and business professionals, and has created and hosted several virtual networking communities from 2018 till today. She was recently honored as Top 100 Career Woman in Africa by 9 to 5 Chick, a career development and networking platform for Africa's most ambitious women. And in today's sessions, we're going to learn what is networking, the benefits of networking for your career, how to build a professional network using LinkedIn. We're going to discover some networking platforms and tools and what makes a great networker. So without further ado, I want to introduce Mojisola. Thank you, Moji, for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. It's a pleasure to be here. Okay.
So Mojisola, where are you connecting from? Where are you at the moment?
I'm connecting from Lagos, Nigeria.
And what time is it for you now?
Okay, it's 2:10 p.m.
Excellent. It's
2:10 p.m.
10 a.m. for me. I'm in Argentina, and we have different people connecting from all over the world, which is amazing because networking is about connecting with other people. So I really hope that everyone here takes advantage, meanwhile, to share their LinkedIn profile so we can start doing some networking already. What do you think, Moji?
Yes, that would be nice.
Excellent.
Please do share your LinkedIn profile.
So you can start.
All right. Thank you so much once again for having me, Mita. And I'm speaking on a topic I'm very, very enthusiastic about, something I like talking about a lot because it has helped me in my career and still helping me in my career till date. All right, so Mita has explained the highlights of this particular session. So together we're going to be looking at what is networking, benefits of networking to your career, and how to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a powerful platform to network online. And you'll also explore other tools you can use to network and what makes you a great networker. All right, to start, let's talk about networking. I'm sure you've heard about this term a lot, networking. So basically, it's connecting with people and cultivating a mutually beneficial relationship. So when it comes to networking, you're networking with an objective in mind, okay? So you're connecting with people. So networking is about connection. Networking is not exchange of business cards. It's not just asking, hey, what's your name? And you're moving on to the next person. That is not what networking means. It's actually connecting with people, for the sole purpose of cultivating a mutually beneficial relationship. And we usually recommend that networking is an activity you should engage in while searching for a job. And you should continue networking throughout your career. This is very important because we know that the job market is saturated. The job market is highly competitive. Networking is a way to land jobs faster, and we're going to be looking at that shortly. It's very important for you to know that networking is also a two-way street. When it comes to networking, it's giving and receiving. You're not just taking from the other party, but you're also adding value as much as you are receiving value when it comes to networking. And why networking? Why it's really important to your career? Networking is very important because it allows you to meet other professionals, other interesting people, maybe in your industry, your career field, or other career fields. Networking is also very useful when you want to get insight into a new role or an industry. You want to learn more, you're probably in the phase of your career where you're not really sure of your next step. You desire some form of clarity. Networking is one of the activities you should be engaging in. Networking is also very useful for receiving career guidance. Okay, you need an advice from someone, an expert working in your career path of interest or your industry. Networking is the way to go. And that form of networking is called informational interviews. We're going to get into that in the course of this seminar. Networking is also very useful to finding new jobs and opportunities. I mention this because the job market is competitive, and there's something we call the hidden job market. I'm not sure if any of us have heard the term called hidden job market. What does this mean? It means that there's actually a market where there are jobs. There are jobs existing, but will never make job boards. You'll never find them on any job boards. You'll never find them on Indeed, Glassdoor, LinkedIn Jobs, or anywhere, but this job exists. And where do they exist? They exist in the hidden job market. That's why it's called the hidden job market. And how do you have access to this job? It's through networking. That is the only way to access this job. So you see, it's very important that you have to be networking. Very beneficial to your career, especially in landing a job of your choice, in getting access to opportunities that you might not find readily online. They exist, actually, but you have to start connecting with people and start building relationships. Networking also helps you reach your career goals faster, because once you have guidance, you can get advice from people that have gone ahead of you. It's easier to do things better and not repeat the mistakes that they've repeated. And it gives you a form of clarity, because when you have clarity, it's easier to reach your goal faster when you have a form of clarity on what you want to do next. And there are various ways to network. You can network in person or you can network online. Okay. Now, the pandemic that hit the whole world in 2020 has even made online networking more interesting. Okay. Now, for in-person, I'm sure a couple of us are already used to networking in person at events, conferences, seminars, job fairs. In-person networking is still very relevant till date, but we're going to be focusing on online networking in the course of this webinar. Now, online networking is everything that happens through the internet and online platforms. So take, for example, your in-person networking happening virtually. That's what online networking is about. So examples are going to attending virtual events. This is a webinar. This is actually a networking platform. Like Imita said, share your LinkedIn profile. You just never know whether your next opportunity might be found here. So you can network virtually through webinars, workshops, talk shows. We also have virtual career fairs that you can attend to actually network and meet people. And how can you find online networking events? There are a whole lot of ways to find networking events. You can explore different places. You can follow people you met at an event or social media. You could ask your friends, talk to them about the kind of groups you would like to join, the kind of networking events you're looking to attend. You can sign up for emails from cultural hubs. You can follow companies you would like to work with on social media, follow their news, see what you're doing. You can also join online communities led by brands. You can reach out to your mentors to ask them about the events they're attending, so you could also attend. Okay, you can sign up for emails from websites you enjoy following, or websites that they host webinars often or workshops often. And you might not really have to pay for all these events. There are a couple of free events that you can join online to network and meet new people. Online communities is a way to also network online. Join relevant online communities that are relevant for your career path or your interested career field. Okay, you can also join your college alumni association. I believe after school, you should continue to keep in touch with the alumni association of your school. Very important, because you can find some of them on LinkedIn as well. So you can find online networking events in a whole lot of places. You just need to explore. And if you don't know where to start from, ask a friend, ask a mentor, or ask a colleague from your internship or a classmate from your school. Now, we're going to be focusing on LinkedIn in the course of this webinar, but there are also other platforms that you can explore. We have meetup.com. When you go to meetup.com, you're going to find several groups that you can join. I mean, groups of interest. maybe you want to join a food lovers group. You find them on meetup.com. You can join Zinc. Clubhouse is also a very wonderful platform, but it's an audio version, okay? It's an audio version of having virtual events where virtual events are held on Clubhouse, but audio, not video. You can join Creative Mornings. You can check out Bees Influence app. Then, of course, LinkedIn. As a professional, every professional should be on LinkedIn because it's the largest professional network in the world. Just like we have Facebook and we have Instagram. You can join every other professional platform online, but LinkedIn should be your top choice. And we're going to explore why LinkedIn is really important for you to master networking and for you to also land a job faster. All right. I believe we're already sharing our LinkedIn profiles on chats. I think I can see one from Folashayo. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Damian, thank you for sharing. All right. Okay, Mita has shared ours, so you can check us out. And of course, definitely, I'm going to share my screen for you to see my profile. I'm going to show you some few things around. So several networking tools you can also explore. We have a tool called Mango Connect. So it's mangoconnect.com. So this tool is a conversation starter. Okay, it's a DIY networking tool for sending outreach emails to your network. Take, for example, you want to approach somebody on LinkedIn and you don't know where to start the conversation from. You probably want to request for a meeting and you feel like, oh my God, I feel so awkward. I don't know what to say to this person. Will I ever get a response? So this is what the tool does. It helps you compose personalized messages actually to anybody in your network. So I encourage you to explore this tool when reaching out to your network. It could be anybody from LinkedIn or any other person outside LinkedIn. It's a fantastic networking tool you should take advantage of, and it's free. For email finder tools are useful when you can't seem to connect with somebody or you're finding it challenging to connect with somebody on LinkedIn. For example, if you are not a premium account holder on LinkedIn, okay, you might not be able to send the person a personal message, a DM on LinkedIn. So that can be challenging. Secondly, the person might not have their email address publicly on their profile publicly. So you might not be able to reach out to the person. So you can settle for email finder tools. Email finder tools helps you get the email of the person you're looking to connect with, and you can send a direct email message to the person, even outside LinkedIn. And some of the time, you might even connect with somebody on LinkedIn, but probably the person is so busy and the person is not checking his or her messages. I mean, the person is just missing out because, I mean, they're not just checking their messages on LinkedIn. So you can get their email. Emails are another faster way to reach out to people outside LinkedIn. So you can explore mailscoop.io, Clearbit Connect. Clearbit Connect works with a Gmail account, while Mailscoop and Hunter.io, you can work with their direct platform. So these are tools you can explore. You get free credits monthly, but if you need more credits, you have to pay for the premium plan. So for the Mailscoop, I think you get 10 free credits per month. One credit is one email reviewed, one valid email that you search for reviewed. Clearbit you get is one of my favorite because you get 100 free credits per month. So you can search out 100 emails for free in a month. So I advise you to explore these tools when networking. They are very useful. Mango Connect is still one of my favorite tools because it helps you compose humanized messages, not scripted messages that maybe looks like you copied from somewhere when connecting with people. All right. So moving on now, let's talk about the main crux of the matter, how to build a professional network using LinkedIn. I told you that LinkedIn still remains one of the most strategic platforms in online networking. Most recommended, actually. It's good to explore other platforms, but LinkedIn still comes up as the top choice amongst other platforms as a professional. Looks like the whole corporate world is already on LinkedIn, to be honest. So you have to be on LinkedIn. And in being on LinkedIn, you should know that the opportunities are enormous. LinkedIn has more than 930 million global members. Can you beat that? So that means you have opportunity to connect with millions of people when you're job hunting. And LinkedIn also has over 60 million companies listed. So having a powerful LinkedIn profile will help you connect with people all over the world, especially now that you're having a virtual internship. I believe some of you might want to continue working remotely. This is how to actually connect with remote opportunities on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you can also establish your professional image, your personal brand, beyond just looking for a job. Because when you're looking for a job, the first thing they want to check out is your LinkedIn profile. So your LinkedIn profile has to be attractive enough to make potential employers reach out to you. That is why it's very important to build a professional image and a brand, a strong brand on LinkedIn. Even as a student, it's not only for experts or senior professionals. LinkedIn is useful for everyone, every professional. Now, the first thing to do when building a strong LinkedIn presence is to have an up-to-date LinkedIn profile. You need to have an updated LinkedIn profile. And it starts with uploading a relevant background picture and writing a great about section. The about section is just like your professional summary section on your CV. But on LinkedIn, you could write it longer. It can be longer. This is where you share your story, your career story, and the impact you've made and the impact you're seeking to make in your career. Also, you can also show that you're open to work. You can enable the open to work badge on your LinkedIn. What this does to you is that it makes it visible, it makes your profile visible to recruiters to contact you for opportunities. You can't just rely on applying to jobs. You also need to make yourself visible enough. If you're not visible, nobody's going to reach out to you. Another thing you want to do is you want to complete your education and work experience, okay, using details from your CV or resume. Once you have your resume updated, list your 5 soft skills, specific hard skills, and request recommendations. We're going to get into that on how to request recommendations. So let me quickly show you my LinkedIn profile before I move to my next. Okay, so this is how your profile picture should be a headshot. You don't have to put a full length picture on your profile. Have a background picture, a nice one. It could be a customized one. You can go to canva.com to create a customized background picture on LinkedIn profile. Okay, you should have your title. And let me show you how to activate your open to work, banner on your profile. So you're going to come here. Just look at my mouse pointer. You click on open to. Because you're looking for a new job, you have to click on finding a new job. And you enter the kind of job titles you want, locations, and employment type, whether it's contract, an internship, or a temporary job. And you also tick who do you want to view that you are open to work, who can see it. So you can, but I would recommend you click on all LinkedIn members, not just recruiters, because it's going to be limited to people using only on the LinkedIn recruiter plan. So once you click this, you save, and you have your open to work badge activated on your profile. All right. So we're going to be talking about how to grow your LinkedIn network shortly, because we talked about establishing a professional image on LinkedIn. It's also very important that you know how to grow your network, especially if you're not really conversant with the in and out of LinkedIn. So where do you want to start from? You want to start from adding people to your network. A list of people. Make a list of people to add to your network. A list of people you would like to follow. So, for example, you can start with friends from college, friends from your internship, your host company, friends from your current job, your former jobs, your volunteering experience, friends from alumni, your alumni association from school, friends from clubs or organizations. You could also start with your professors from school, your mentors, look for them, or people you admire, send them connection requests. But I would always recommend, because you're trying to build your LinkedIn presence and get attention, when you're sending a connection request, always add a personalized note. That's a customized message. And different things you can do. So add a customized message. You could speak from a place of maybe you worked together before, maybe it's a stranger. You could speak from the respect angle or an industry angle, maybe somebody you admire so much and you'll be following your work. You need to write something. That's networking, actually. That's how to network. If you don't have anything in common, definitely you should have done your research about that person. Probably follow some of their recent posts online, okay, especially on LinkedIn. Know what they're about, read through their profile thoroughly and say something nice. It could be a compliment, actually. That's another way to connect. Everybody loves a nice compliment, a sincere compliment. But when you're sending your LinkedIn connection request, always add a customized message. There's a feature that says add a personalized note. So you can say something very compelling in just maybe 4 lines or 5 lines. That will do. So here's an example of a personalized note you can send when sending a connection request. So you can talk about, of course, introduce yourself first. If you have never met the person, make it clear, though we've never met. Like I said, ensure you read a lot about the person already and what the person is doing, and offer compliments. I really admire your expertise and knowledge about maybe the cryptocurrency industry, and therefore it's a pleasure for me to be in contact with you. Most likely you're going to get a response from that. And you don't stop there. There's several other things you can do. Follow their posts, like and share whatever you find interesting that you're posting. Another thing to do is endorse other people's skills on LinkedIn. Okay, and you can also ask them to return the
Mochi,
favor.
sorry, I like our audience to practice this. So I
All right.
really hope and
Okay.
I wait for people's connection requests and also to Moji. So I'm really counting on you guys sending us a message saying, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm doing a virtual internship and I love to connect with you. Following your recommendation, I'm sending this message. Thanks for adding me to your network. That would be a great step to start practicing and growing your network. So thank you very much. And also, Mochi, stop right there. Something very important you're showing. Look how Mochi's LinkedIn address is. Basically, it's her name and her last name. Okay, and that's the link she's gonna share with us. So one thing, guys, please make sure that your LinkedIn address is clear. And when we say clear, is we only have our name and our last name. Because I've seen that some of your LinkedIn links you're sharing, they have this default number, which makes it really not clean and nice to see. So one thing you can do after this webinar is, well, 2 things you can do and maybe more, but at least 2 things. Make sure you have this link updated with your name and last name, and also make sure to add us. And one extra thing we're gonna share with you today is we're gonna send you our email so you guys can request a very special worksheet we created about LinkedIn, how to create a powerful profile, and how to be an excellent online networking. So please send us an email saying, hey, I participated in the webinar. I'd like to have the guides, and we will share this with you so you can practice everything Mochi is sharing today. Thank you, Mochi.
All right. Thank you so much, Mita. All right. So she's talked about keeping your URL profile clean. You can come to the right side of, you can see my screen to edit your public profile and URL. You know, if it's not edited, you're going to find a lot of numbers behind and just too long. This is where you can edit, okay, your custom URL and save. It's as simple as that. And okay, so we talked about endorsing other people's skills. So how do you endorse skills? I'm going to take one of my connection, for example. Maybe I'm going to click on one of my first connection. Okay, then I'm going to scroll. I want to come to more. Okay. Okay, so under more, you have request a recommendation, recommend. So let me take you to where you can actually endorse skills. So under the skills section is where you can endorse the person's skill. So what do you want to endorse the person for? Some of the skills already listed on the person's profile, you can endorse the person for that. So that's how to endorse skills of your connection. Now, I want to talk about connections on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, we have 3 types of connection. We have the first connection, we have second connection, and we have third connection. So the first connection means your direct connections, people that you already sent a connection request to and have accepted. Just like Facebook, they're your friends. On Facebook, we call them friends. On LinkedIn, we call them connections. So your first connections are the people you've already interacted with and already received your connection request and you accepted, they sent you, you've accepted, or vice versa. Your second connection request are connections that you have mutual connections with. Take, for example, Mita is my first connection on LinkedIn. Let's say I've never connected with Damian before. Damian is going to be my second connection on LinkedIn because we've never sent any direct connection request to each other. But Mita is my first connection request because Mita added me as a connection. But Damian is my second connection because Mita and Damian are first connections. But he's not my direct connection. That's why he is my second connection. Until I send Damian a connection request and Damian accepts, it becomes my first connection. I hope you understand that. Then the third connection is somebody you don't have any mutual connections with. That's why it's called a third connection. So you don't have any mutual connection with that person on LinkedIn. That is the meaning of first, second, and third connection. Okay. So one of the ways, again, to grow your network, follow people and influencers in your field of interest on LinkedIn. Okay. When you follow someone, sometimes you might not connect with the person directly. You can actually follow the person. There's a follow button that you're going to find against the person's picture on LinkedIn. So you can follow and interact and engage with their content on LinkedIn. You can like and comment their content. It's going to give you visibility as well. And when commenting, ensure that you're dropping a very strategic comment. Don't just say, hey, nice share. Nice share is not a strategic comment when commenting. Comment on something useful. You could add your own opinion to what has been shared, but make sure it's a brilliant one or something useful. Don't just say, oh, thanks for sharing or nice share. Nobody is going to be interested in checking you out if you drop such bland comments. So ensure you comment something very strategic when you are interacting or engaging with people's content on LinkedIn. Like, of course, like their posts, when people are sharing their milestone, oh, I just finished a course, congratulate them, okay? Maybe they're sharing, announcing a new job, congratulate them. That is more visibility for you. And that's how actually to grow. You're going to be seen as, wow, this person is a very friendly person, a very kind person. Let me check this person out. Another thing you can do, join LinkedIn groups, okay? LinkedIn groups are also very powerful when it comes to connecting. Take, for example, you're interested in, especially maybe a particular industry that you are just growing in, that you're not really used to, you can join LinkedIn groups from those. Okay. Sorry. Okay. For some reason, my
It went crazy.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, what you mentioned is super important. Like interacting with other people on LinkedIn is essential. And
Yeah.
we never know when the potential opportunity, the potential useful information may come from. We don't know it.
Yeah.
And I'm a super advocate for LinkedIn because in my own experience, I found my job here at Virtual Internships thanks to LinkedIn. And this happened because, well, first of all, I love doing courses and I'm all the time making sure that I'm developing the skills I need to be attractive for an organization, because they see, oh, this person has lots of value to add. And so I was doing a course on how to improve my LinkedIn profile. And then I was just following all these beautiful tips, putting a nice professional photo, having a nice about section. And
Yeah.
then I was interacting with my community, and I saw that someone from my master's degree shared an opportunity. And it was like, are you looking to work online for this education company? And I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. This is my colleague from university and my master's that I did at the UK. And then I reached out and I said, hey, how are you doing? Like, long time no speak. I see you're posting opportunities online. I'm in Argentina. Is it possible for me to apply? And she said, yeah, go ahead. And here I am. So it was really something that I saw on LinkedIn. Had I not opened my LinkedIn and it was just a click away, right? It was on my computer, on my phone, just chatting on the couch. And then I couldn't be here. And I'm super happy with my job. I love what I do. And it was all thanks to LinkedIn, one click away. So, you guys, if you haven't started working on your LinkedIn profile and on your connections, this is your opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. That's powerful. I love stories like that. I also got this opportunity to work with Virtual Internships on LinkedIn. It was an opportunity I saw. In fact, it was another role, but out of curiosity, I visited VI website and I saw the intern coach opportunity. So imagine if I was not using LinkedIn, I would have also missed out. And yes, I love what I do. It's an incredible opportunity that VI has given us and is also doing in the education workspace. Join LinkedIn groups, join conversations, very powerful. Interact with people. Okay. Now, another powerful thing you can do on LinkedIn is asking for recommendations from your connections. Recommendations are also very powerful because it establishes you as a credible professional. So recommendations are commendations written by a LinkedIn member to recognize your work and your professional achievements. It's just like a testimonial of your work, what you do. And it's very key to establishing a strong personal brand. Imagine if you don't have any recommendation and a recruiter is contemplating hiring you or recommending you. I cannot find anybody saying anything good, anything nice about your work. They could probably go with another candidate that has very strong recommendations on their profile. So it's very important that you ask for recommendations. And how do you get started? Take time to think about who you would most value a recommendation from. It could be professors from your college. It could be your friends from school. It could be your colleagues from your internship that you worked on a task together, friends from school that you worked on a project together, colleagues from volunteer work experiences, and other people that you've had contact with when it comes to work. And also advise that you customize your recommendation request instead of using the generic LinkedIn template. The generic LinkedIn template says, hi, could you recommend me? Okay, make it more customized. And if you're reaching out to leaders and senior executives, they are very busy people. So make it easy for them. Write a content draft they can easily adapt and share with them. So just give them an idea of the things you would like them to talk about your work, what they know about your work. And also
Yeah,
let
or
them return the favor.
yeah, and also emoji, like for instance, to remind the person how you know each other, right? Hi, John, how are you? I love for you. I love working with you. You were a great mentor. We worked on XYZ project and we collaborated really well. So I thought you could write a recommendation on how we work together. And so give some hints so the person remembers you.
Yes.
And in that message, you suggest some ideas, right? Like, it was great, the synergy we created together. So I would be honored to have your feedback of our experience. So you give some hints so the other person remembers you and says, oh yeah, this was the intern that helped me
Yes.
revamp my website, right? Sometimes people are super busy and sometimes people don't associate just one name. And of course, you need to have a picture, right? Updated so they know who you are. If you don't have a picture and your LinkedIn profile is not well completed, then chances are the person is going to say, is this real? Is this even for real? So make sure
Yeah.
to have your LinkedIn profile updated and to send a personalized recommendation request.
Yes. Totally. I recommend that you have your profile, like you said, updated before you start your outreach. I mean, asking for endorsing skills, asking for recommendations. So here is an example of how you could ask for a recommendation from maybe colleagues, former colleagues that you have worked with before. Okay. Like I said, you can reach out to different people from your network. And if it's somebody, I'll do a quick introduction, especially if you've not been in touch with the person for a while, like Mita said, so the person can quickly pick up the conversation from there. Another powerful thing you can do to grow your network is asking for an informational interview. So you want to get conversations going, okay? You want to start a conversation along your career path of interest, your industry of interest, and you don't have a form of clarity, and you need somebody to talk to, and you feel like, who am I going to reach? Who am I going to talk to? LinkedIn is a place to start. Okay, you can research professionals in that career path of interest. Send them connection requests, a personalized connection request, like we recommended, a customized one, and ask for an informational interview. So an informational interview is not a job interview. It's an informal conversation you can have with someone working in your career path of interest or your industry of interest. So the objective is not to ask them for a job, saying, oh, can you give me a job? Can you connect with her a job? It's basically a networking strategy in form of a research. Now, it's a tool you can use to discover someone's career path and experience in your industry of interest or your chosen career path already. It's a very effective research tool and very powerful networking strategy, online networking strategy. It's powerful because it gets the conversation going. If you're lucky, it might even end up as a job opportunity. I mean, you might get recommended or something, but it gives you a form of clarity. It helps you meet, I mean, very interesting people. You get to get more industry insights about your career path or your career path of interest. Because I usually advise when you're, especially when you're pivoting careers, start with asking for an informational interview. You want to change your career, don't be too quick to make a decision. Why not ask for information and request for such conversations so that you are armed with the necessary knowledge and you can make an informed decision about that new career path? And how do you get started? You need to prepare. Research, prepare your elevator pitch. That means introducing yourself to the person that you want to speak with. Initiate contact, reach out to the person on LinkedIn. Use Mango Connect to compose your meeting request. I mentioned that Mango Connect is a powerful networking tool for starting conversations. So you can explore that tool in requesting for a meeting. You will love the outcome of using that tool. And conduct the informational interview. Once the person confirms availability, ensure you show up early. It could be online most times, or it could be a physical meeting. But whatever the case is, don't keep the person waiting. Show up early. Get your questions prepared for the informational interview. Okay? And respect the person's time. It should not be a very long conversation. You need to assume the person is also a very busy person. So it should typically take between 15 and 30 minutes, such conversations. All right. So remember, in building a strong LinkedIn presence, you need to update your LinkedIn profile. And how do you ask for a recommendation? Let me quickly show you that from any of your connections. So in asking for a recommendation,
So yeah, this is very useful. So you guys, can you share in the chat who has already started their internship and who is finishing their internship or who has finished their internship? Because that's the next step for you to do. If you have finished your internship, then you want to do this. But first, of course, you want to update your LinkedIn profile following
yeah,
what Moji just shared, and following all the tips we're going to share with you when you send us an email, and we send you a very special guide we created for you to really boost your LinkedIn profile.
All right. So if you want to request for a recommendation, you come to the person's profile and you click on more. You can see it here, request a recommendation. If you want to recommend the person, you click on recommend. So you want to request, you click on this. Okay. LinkedIn is going to ask you a few questions. This is a generic LinkedIn note. So you need to customize this. That's what we're trying to say before you hit send. And once the person recommends you, you can revise it before posting it, publishing it on your profile. If you feel the person needs to add one or two things, you can write the person back to add something to whatever he or she has written about you. Just provide context, because recommendations are like tattoos on your profile. On your LinkedIn profile. Once it's there for life, except you choose to remove it. Okay? So
that's a
ensure
good thing. You cannot, once you have the opportunity to revise it before you fully accept it, so the other person sees what changes you are proposing and they can accept. But once you accept it, then you cannot modify it. So whether you have it there or you remove it forever. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's how powerful recommendations are. So never forget to ask for recommendations. Finally, what makes you a great networker? Remember, it's about online networking and being an expert at it. You need to be a self-starter. You need to be proactive. Take the initiative when it comes to networking. That's why you have to reach out to people when it comes to connecting with people. It has nothing to do with being an extrovert. Networking is for everyone. Even if you are an introvert or you feel you're a shy person, start with online networking. I think that's an easy way to get into networking, because it's not face-to-face, it's not in person. You're just sending out connection requests with customized notes. And when you're networking, always set goals and objectives. It makes your networking fruitful. It makes your networking much more successful. Why am I networking? What's my goal? What do I want to achieve from my networking activity and engagement? And as a networker, you need to be organized. Okay, organized in the sense that you could keep a tracker of people you are having conversations with and people that are giving you meeting times, so that you can also store them in your Google Calendar, meetings, reminders. Okay, be an efficient planner. Okay, it helps you stay productive, and always follow up and follow through. Your networking is never complete without follow up. Follow up on the person, check on the person once in a while, not only when you need help. Sometimes the person's marking birthday or anniversary, send a congratulatory message. Sometimes send a thank you note. Sometimes send an interesting resource you think the person will find useful, just to stay in touch with the person for the purpose of sustaining the relationship. Networking is about nurturing, not just about taking from the person. Ensure you nurture your relationships if you want to be a great networker. So I'm going to stop here now. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Mita, for having me.
Thank you, Moji. Thank you so much. It has been really, really useful and insightful. Do we have any questions from the audience? I love to take one question from our audience. And meanwhile, I'm going to share, well, you already have it because she has already shared her LinkedIn profile, right? But stay in touch with Moji, please. And Moji, I would like to ask you, here someone is asking, what is one really thing we want to avoid when using LinkedIn to network? What is that thing that you could say, maybe you don't want to do that? Your mic is off.
The one thing you should avoid when networking, okay,
Yes,
especially
on
on
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
Okay, avoid sending connection requests without a profile picture, because it
Yes.
makes the person feel like it's chatting with a bot, not
Yes.
a human, or maybe this is just a scam account. It's not real. So you need to get your profile picture updated, your profile updated in its entirety before you start sending out connection requests. Ensure you have a clear headshot, high resolution, a very nice headshot, and a very nice background picture on your LinkedIn profile before you start reaching out. So the person will feel like, who is this? Personally, for me, I don't accept requests from profiles that don't have pictures.
Absolutely. That's a great thing. I don't feel comfortable accepting people who don't have a picture, because I think, first of all, if I don't receive a connection invitation, it feels rude, because most of the times, like if I don't receive a text with that invitation, I say, this is a little bit rude because I don't know you, right? Like, I don't know where we meet from, or have we even met? Why do you want to connect with me? So I take it a little bit, I'm not comfortable if they don't send a message when they send me a connection request. And if I receive a connection request from someone who doesn't have a picture, I don't accept them, because I feel, first of all, this person is not engaged enough in their own
Yes.
professional development. So if you are not invested yourself, why should I care? It's like, for me, it's like, it's a little bit suspicious. I think that it's really important how you portray yourself. And it's like, I don't know, coming to a birthday party, like this is a night birthday party, and then you come, with your jogging clothing, all sweat, and you say, you could have taken the time to make yourself more presentable, right? So I guess, like, for me, having a picture and sending a connection request, and picture and the basics of a LinkedIn profile completed, that's essential. Excellent. Do we have any other more questions we want to ask Mochi before we wrap up? And so, Moji, our last question from the audience is, should we receive connections from people we don't know, from nothing, or should we only accept people who are connected to our interests?
Okay, I think you should be open-minded, because that's networking. Networking is not just connecting with people you know. You're going to connect with strangers. So you can accept connection requests from people you don't know. That is how to grow your network. You cannot grow your network only with people you know, because you already know them. So there is really nothing new or anything new you're exploring with that particular set of people. So yes, keep an open mind. As long as the person is not spamming you or sending you any threat messages, please, by all means, accept connection requests from people you don't know. That's how to grow your network, actually. Because when you're requesting for informational interviews on LinkedIn, you will most likely reach out to people you don't know as well. So you need to accept connection requests from people you don't know too. That's how to make friends.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Mochi, for everything you have shared. I want to remind our audience that as part of your virtual internship, you have access to 2 coaching calls. And if you have just started your program, then you will definitely receive an email to book one of these calls. If you have already taken your first call, you will receive an email to book your second call. And if you haven't already started, be aware that you will receive emails to book these coaching calls. These coaching calls are all for you. These are the moment for you to reflect on your experience, your virtual internship experience, your next career steps. And if you're lucky, you may have Mochi as a coach, because Mochi is one of our great coach. So you may be lucky and have her for your coaching call. So thank you, everyone. I'm really, really happy that you all attended. Remember, you can always explore our YouTube channel. I shared this in the chat, and you can watch our previous recordings, and you can also subscribe to receive all the new videos we have coming up every new seminar. Thank you for joining, everyone, and wish you all an excellent day. Bye, everyone. Bye, Moji.